Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Imagine opening a small can of sardines day after day for 5 straight days. No chicken, no rice, no vegetables, just sardines. Sounds simple, maybe even healthy. After all, sardines are often called one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. But what really happens inside your body if you rely on them alone? Could your heart get stronger? Could your brain function improve? Or could hidden risks begin to appear? Today we're going to break this down step by step using science, real physiology, and practical health wisdom so you understand not just the benefits, but also the limits. Because when it comes to nutrition, balance is everything. Let's start with day 1. On the first day of eating only sardines, your body receives a powerful surge of high-quality protein. Sardines contain all essential amino acids, which your muscles, immune system, and hormones depend on. Within hours, your body begins repairing tissues, stabilizing blood sugar, and reducing hunger cravings. You may notice something surprising. You feel full longer. That's because protein triggers satiety hormones like peptide YY and GLP-1, which signal your brain that you've had enough to eat. This can naturally reduce overeating and stabilize energy levels. But that's not all. Sardines are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These fats are known to reduce inflammation, support heart health, and improve brain function. In fact, research shows omega-3s can help lower triglycerides and support healthy blood vessels. Picture this for a moment: a tiny silver fish packed tightly inside a small can, sitting quietly on a kitchen shelf, often overlooked, sometimes underestimated, yet holding a concentration of nutrients so powerful that many scientists consider it one of the most nutrient-dense foods available to humans. Sardines may look small, but nutritionally, they punch far above their weight, delivering a dense supply of protein, essential fats, vitamins, and minerals that your body depends on every single second to stay alive. When you open that can, you are not just opening food, you are opening a biochemical toolkit designed to fuel your muscles, protect your brain, and support your heart in ways that modern research continues to confirm. Studies in nutritional science have shown that a single serving of sardines can provide more than 100% of the recommended daily intake of vitamin B12, a nutrient so critical that even mild deficiency can lead to fatigue, nerve damage, memory problems, and anemia. Vitamin B12 is essential for forming red blood cells, and without enough of it, oxygen delivery to tissues becomes compromised, leaving people feeling weak, dizzy, and mentally foggy. That means one small serving of sardines can directly support energy production at the cellular level, helping your body convert food into usable fuel. But the power of sardines doesn't stop there. These fish are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, which researchers have linked to reduced inflammation, improved cardiovascular health, and better brain function. Chronic inflammation is now recognized as a silent driver behind many of the world's leading causes of death, including heart disease, diabetes, and certain cancers. Omega-3 fats act like internal firefighters, calming inflammatory signals before they can damage tissues and blood vessels. Clinical studies have demonstrated that regular consumption of omega-3 rich fish can lower triglyceride levels, improve blood vessel flexibility, and reduce the risk of heart-related complications. That's not marketing. That's measurable physiology happening inside the bloodstream. And then there is calcium, a mineral most people associate with milk, yet sardines, especially when eaten with their soft, edible bones, provide a surprisingly rich source of it. Calcium is not just about strong bones. It is essential for muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and maintaining a steady heartbeat. Every time your heart beats, calcium ions move in and out of heart muscle cells in a carefully controlled rhythm. Without enough calcium, that rhythm can become unstable, affecting everything from muscle strength to cardiovascular stability. Sardines also contain vitamin D, a nutrient that works hand in hand with calcium to maintain bone density and immune resilience. Vitamin D deficiency has been linked to weakened immunity, increased risk of fractures, and even mood disorders. Yet many adults around the world do not get enough of it, especially those who spend long hours indoors. In this way, sardines act like a compact delivery system for nutrients that modern lifestyles often fail to provide. They also contain selenium, a trace mineral that functions as a powerful antioxidant, helping protect cells from oxidative stress, the kind of microscopic damage that accumulates over time and contributes to aging and chronic disease. Scientists describe oxidative stress as a form of internal rusting, slowly wearing down tissues and organs. Selenium helps neutralize harmful molecules before they can trigger that damage, supporting the body's natural defense systems at the molecular level. From a protein standpoint, sardines offer complete protein, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids your body cannot produce on its own. These amino acids are the building blocks of muscle, hormones, enzymes, and immune cells. Every time your body repairs a wound, builds new tissue, or fights off infection, it relies on amino acids to get the job done. That's why high-quality protein is not just important for athletes, it is vital for everyone, especially as we age and muscle mass naturally declines. Research shows that adults can lose up to 3 to 8% of their muscle mass per decade after the age of 30, a process known as sarcopenia, and adequate protein intake is one of the most effective ways to slow that decline. Sardines, with their dense protein content, can help preserve strength, mobility, and independence later in life. But here is the truth that often gets lost in the excitement around so-called superfoods. Even the most nutrient-packed food in the world cannot provide everything your body needs on its own. The human body is extraordinarily complex, requiring dozens of vitamins, minerals, fiber, and phytonutrients working together in harmony. Sardines contain almost no dietary fiber, and fiber is essential for feeding beneficial gut bacteria, supporting digestion, and regulating cholesterol levels. Without enough fiber, the digestive system can slow down, and the balance of microorganisms in the gut can shift in ways that affect immunity and metabolism. Fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains supply compounds that fish alone cannot deliver, including vitamin C, potassium, magnesium, and plant-based antioxidants that protect tissues from damage. This is why nutrition experts consistently emphasize dietary diversity rather than reliance on a single food source. Think of your body as an orchestra, where each nutrient plays a different instrument. Protein provides structure, fats supply energy and protection, vitamins regulate chemical reactions, and minerals maintain electrical balance. Remove too many instruments, and the music becomes incomplete. Sardines are a powerful section of that orchestra, strong, reliable, and deeply nourishing. But they are not the entire symphony. The real power lies in combining nutrient-dense foods in a balanced pattern that supports every system in the body. When sardines are paired with vegetables rich in fiber, grains that provide steady energy, and healthy fats that support cellular health, the result is not just a meal, but a foundation for long-term wellness. That is the science-backed reality behind this small but mighty fish, a nutritional powerhouse capable of delivering essential nutrients in concentrated form, yet still part of a bigger picture where balance, variety, and moderation determine true health outcomes. In the end, the lesson is simple but profound. No single food, no matter how powerful, can replace the complexity of a balanced diet. But when used wisely, sardines can become one of the most effective tools you have to support your heart, your brain, your bones, and your energy for years to come. By the second day of eating the same food over and over again, something subtle but powerful begins to change inside your body, and most people never see it coming. At first, everything feels normal, maybe even better than usual. Your hunger is controlled, your meals are simple, and your routine feels disciplined. But beneath the surface, your body is constantly scanning for balance, measuring nutrients, adjusting hormones, and preparing for whatever comes next. The human body is remarkably adaptable, capable of surviving on limited foods for short periods of time, yet that same adaptability can quietly lead to nutritional imbalance when variety disappears. In the early days of a restricted diet, your body often experiences a wave of short-term benefits that can feel encouraging, even empowering. Protein intake may be high, blood sugar may stabilize, and cravings may temporarily decrease. This is why many people feel confident after just a few days of eating a single food or following an extreme diet plan. But science shows that the body's initial response is not always a sign of long-term health. It is simply a survival mechanism. Researchers in metabolic physiology have documented how the body prioritizes immediate stability over future needs, conserving energy and redistributing nutrients to keep vital organs functioning. In other words, your body is buying time. As the days continue, your internal nutrient reserves begin to shift. Vitamins and minerals stored in the liver and muscles start to get used up faster than they are replaced. Some nutrients can be stored for weeks or even months, but others, like vitamin C and certain B vitamins, must be replenished regularly through a variety of foods. Without that variety, the body slowly begins to run on empty, even while meals continue to be eaten. This is the hidden paradox of nutritional imbalance. You can feel full, yet still become deficient. One of the first systems affected by limited food diversity is the digestive system. The gut is home to trillions of bacteria that depend on different types of fibers and plant compounds to survive. When the diet becomes repetitive and lacks fiber-rich foods, these beneficial bacteria begin to decline. Scientific studies have shown that reduced microbial diversity in the gut is linked to inflammation, weakened immunity, and metabolic disorders. It's not just about digestion. It's about the entire immune system, because nearly 70% of immune activity is connected to the gut. When the gut environment changes, the body's defenses can weaken in ways that are not immediately visible. Energy production is another area where imbalance begins to show. Carbohydrates are the body's primary fuel source, especially for the brain and muscles. Without sufficient carbohydrates, the body turns to alternative energy pathways, breaking down stored glycogen and eventually using fat and protein for fuel. While this process can sustain life, it is not always efficient for daily performance. People may notice fatigue, slower reaction times, and reduced endurance during physical activity. The brain alone consumes about 20% of the body's total energy supply, and when fuel sources become limited, mental clarity can decline. This is why individuals on highly restrictive diets sometimes report brain fog, irritability, or difficulty concentrating. Hydration balance can also shift during repetitive eating patterns. Certain foods contain high levels of sodium, while others provide potassium and magnesium that help regulate fluid balance. When sodium intake remains high and potassium intake remains low, the body may retain water, leading to swelling or increased blood pressure in sensitive individuals. This imbalance can place extra strain on the cardiovascular system, forcing the heart to work harder to maintain circulation. Over time, even small shifts in electrolyte balance can influence heart rhythm, muscle contraction, and nerve signaling. The immune system, quietly working in the background, also depends on nutritional diversity. Vitamins such as A, C, D, and zinc play essential roles in defending the body against infections. When the diet lacks these nutrients, immune cells may become less effective at identifying and destroying harmful pathogens. Research has shown that nutrient deficiencies can increase susceptibility to respiratory infections and slow the healing process after illness or injury. The body becomes more vulnerable, not because of a single dramatic failure, but because of gradual depletion. Hormonal balance is another piece of this complex puzzle. Hormones regulate metabolism, mood, sleep, and appetite, and they rely on a steady supply of nutrients to function properly. When the diet becomes monotonous, the body may produce stress hormones like cortisol in response to perceived scarcity. Elevated cortisol levels can increase anxiety, disrupt sleep patterns, and promote fat storage around the abdomen. This is the body's ancient survival response, designed to protect against famine. Yet in modern life, it can create new health challenges. Perhaps the most surprising aspect of nutritional imbalance is how quietly it develops. There is rarely a sudden alarm or dramatic symptom in the early stages. Instead, the signs appear gradually: a little more fatigue, slightly slower digestion, occasional headaches, or subtle changes in mood. These signals are easy to ignore, especially when the diet seems healthy on the surface. But over time, small deficiencies can accumulate into larger problems that affect overall well-being. This is why nutrition experts consistently emphasize the importance of variety in the diet. Each food provides a unique combination of nutrients, and no single food can supply them all. Fruits contribute antioxidants and vitamin C, vegetables provide fiber and minerals, whole grains deliver sustained energy, and proteins support muscle and tissue repair. Together, these foods create a nutritional safety net that protects the body from imbalance. Remove too many components, and that safety net begins to weaken. The lesson here is not about fear, it is about awareness. The human body is resilient, capable of adapting to short-term changes, but it thrives when given a wide range of nutrients that work together in harmony. Balance is not a luxury, it is a biological necessity. Every system in the body, from the brain to the heart to the immune system, depends on that balance to function at its best. So when you hear about diets that rely on a single food or promise rapid results through extreme restriction, remember this simple truth supported by decades of scientific research. Short-term benefits can quickly turn into long-term imbalance if nutritional diversity disappears. Health is not built on extremes. It is built on consistency, variety, and respect for the body's complex needs. Day after day, meal after meal, for a lifetime. There is a powerful truth in nutrition that many people overlook, and it can change the way you eat for the rest of your life. The healthiest foods in the world are not meant to be eaten alone. They are meant to be combined. Sardines are one of nature's most concentrated sources of nutrition, loaded with protein, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin B12, calcium, selenium, and vitamin D. Yet their true power is unlocked only when they become part of a balanced meal. Science repeatedly shows that nutrients do not work in isolation. They work in synergy, supporting each other like pieces of a complex puzzle inside the human body. When you eat sardines alongside vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats, you are not just eating food, you are activating a network of biological processes that protect your heart, strengthen your immune system, and fuel your brain with precision. Research in nutritional epidemiology has found that people who consume fish regularly, about 2 to 4 times per week, have a significantly lower risk of heart disease compared to those who rarely eat fish. This is largely due to omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation, stabilize heart rhythm, and improve blood vessel function. But here's the critical detail many people miss. Those protective effects are strongest when fish is part of a diverse diet rich in plant-based nutrients. Vegetables provide antioxidants that prevent the oxidation of fats in the bloodstream, while fiber helps remove excess cholesterol from the body. Together, these nutrients create a powerful defense system against cardiovascular disease, the leading cause of death worldwide. Imagine your bloodstream as a busy highway. Fats, sugars, vitamins, and minerals are constantly traveling through it, delivering energy and building materials to every organ. When the diet is balanced, traffic flows smoothly and the body operates efficiently. But when key nutrients are missing, congestion begins to build. Cholesterol can accumulate along artery walls, inflammation can increase, and blood pressure can rise. The body does not fail overnight. It struggles slowly, often silently, until symptoms appear years later. This is why consistent, balanced eating patterns are so important. They prevent problems long before they become visible. One of the smartest ways to use sardines in daily life is to pair them with fiber-rich foods. Fiber acts like a natural broom inside the digestive system, sweeping waste products and excess cholesterol out of the body. Studies have shown that diets high in fiber can reduce the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and digestive disorders. When sardines are eaten with vegetables such as spinach, tomatoes, or cucumbers, the meal becomes more than satisfying. It becomes protective. The fiber slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and supports healthy gut bacteria, which play a key role in immunity and metabolism. Whole grains are another essential partner. Unlike refined carbohydrates, whole grains release energy slowly, providing steady fuel for muscles and the brain. This steady release helps prevent sudden spikes and crashes in blood sugar levels, which can lead to fatigue, irritability, and overeating. When sardines are served with whole grain bread, brown rice, or oats, the combination delivers both immediate nourishment and long-lasting energy. It is a simple strategy backed by decades of metabolic research. Pair protein with complex carbohydrates to maintain stable energy throughout the day. Healthy fats also play a crucial role in maximizing the benefits of sardines. Olive oil, nuts, and seeds contain monounsaturated fats that support heart health and help the body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Without these fats, certain nutrients pass through the digestive system without being fully utilized. This means that even the healthiest food can lose part of its value if it is not paired correctly. Nutrition is not just about what you eat, it is about how foods interact inside your body. There's also a psychological dimension to balanced eating that often goes unnoticed. Variety in the diet helps maintain satisfaction and reduces the risk of boredom or cravings. When meals are enjoyable and diverse, people are more likely to stick to healthy habits long term. Behavioral research shows that sustainable diets are not built on restriction or repetition, but on flexibility and enjoyment. Food is not only fuel, it is also part of daily life, culture, and emotional well-being. Moderation is another key principle supported by science. Eating sardines every day in large quantities may seem healthy at first, but excessive intake of any single food can create imbalance. Even nutrients that are beneficial in moderate amounts can become harmful when consumed in excess. Sodium, for example, is essential for nerve and muscle function, yet high sodium intake over time can increase blood pressure and strain the cardiovascular system. The goal is not to eliminate foods, but to manage portions in a way that supports overall health. Public health organizations around the world recommend including fish in the diet regularly, but not exclusively. This balanced approach ensures that the body receives a full spectrum of nutrients without overloading any single system. It reflects a deeper understanding of human biology, that health is not the result of one perfect food, but the result of consistent, balanced choices repeated day after day. Think of your diet as an investment in your future. Every meal is a deposit into your body's long-term health account. When you choose balanced meals that include protein, fiber, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals, you are building resilience against disease, preserving energy, and protecting the function of vital organs. These small decisions, repeated over months and years, shape the quality of your life more than any single medical treatment or supplement ever could. The message is clear and supported by decades of research. The smartest way to use nutrient-dense foods like sardines is not to rely on them alone, but to combine them with a variety of other wholesome foods. This strategy delivers the maximum benefit while minimizing risk. It respects the complexity of the human body and acknowledges the simple truth that health is built through balance. So the next time you open a can of sardines, remember that you are holding a powerful tool for nourishment, but its true strength emerges when it becomes part of a complete meal. Add vegetables for fiber, whole grains for energy, and healthy fats for absorption, and you transform a simple food into a foundation for lifelong wellness. That is the science, that is the strategy, and that is the path to lasting health.